Of course, Mark Fincham never met a Biden voter and probably thinks Democrats eat babies because everybody he knows voted for Trump. Because he never leaves his hermetically sealed right-wing panic room.
To think everybody,
And I could say
to
the
think
same
nobody,
of many liberals
just
who
because,
would never
to think just because you don't know nobody that voted for Joe Biden, like how could he win like that? That sounds crazy. Like, come on now.
even talk.
Like, I guarantee more people voted for Joe Biden. It wasn't because they actually liked Joe Biden. It was because they hated Trump so much. People will get out and do shit just because they hate somebody. Like, think about this. All the negative comments that people get on Instagram versus the good comments on Instagram, the negative comments they'll pile up and pile up and pile up, and the good comments seem like they don't ever come. That's because people will do stuff out of hate versus out of, oh, I want to do something good. Like people that leave, think about this. People will leave you a bad review. You will get a way more bad reviews before somebody takes the time out to give you a good review unless you ask. What's poppin', YouTube? We back with some more reaction videos, you dig? Today, we doing a subscriber request. Somebody wanted me to react to some more Bill Barr new rules. This one is Trapped in a Bubble. We ain't gonna waste no more time. We ain't gonna waste no more time. We're gonna get right into this video. Hit that like button, comment, and subscribe. It's comment what y'all want me to react to next. Cause as y'all see, I do requests. And I will, matter of fact, I was going to drop another video today, but I'm going to edit this one and get this one out tomorrow just because I appreciate when people actually put down below and request videos from me. So I'll get this one out. I have this one. I got the comment today to do it today, and I'll have this out immediately. But hey, we're going to waste no more time. We can get right to it.
And finally, new rule, you can't be in charge of counting the votes if you think the votes from one of the parties don't exist.
Huh?
Normally in a democracy, this is not something you'd have to say, but let me introduce you to Mark Fincham. He is the Republican nominee for Secretary of State in Arizona, and I'm guessing the bartender at an OK Corral.
Let me start over.
And finally, new rule,
He just
you can't
came
be
in.
charge of counting the votes if you think the votes from one of the parties don't exist.
I mean, he do got a point. He do got a point. If you think the votes from another political party or your political adversary aren't legitimate or don't count, how the fuck can we trust you to count the votes? Because you're gonna be like, oh, no, this vote don't count, that vote don't count, this vote don't count. But then you might turn around and be like, oh, all our votes are legitimate. I mean, nah, we need somebody that's in the middle and don't have like I can't say like a dog in the race because everybody votes, but somebody that's more like, okay, I rather the American people choose than fucking erode the American people's trust and fucking cheat the American people out of their votes.
Normally in a democracy, this is not something you'd have to say, but let me introduce you to Mark Fincham. He is the Republican nominee for Secretary of State in Arizona, and I'm guessing the bartender at an OK Corral theme park.
OK Corral.
If he wins, it'll be his job to count the vote next time. And Mark not only believes Trump won the 2020 election,
oh shit,
he literally can't conceive that Biden could have. Why?
I mean, I could conceive. Look, I don't know if y'all watched my videos before, but I voted for Trump. I'm going to keep it a buck. I voted for him because I felt like he would have been better. He was actually, for what I believe in and things I stand for, and he actually attempted to help black people out. He did a few things for black people, and he actually was listening. He took a meeting with Ice Cube to figure out what he could do for black people instead of Joe Biden just saying, vote for me. If you're not black, vote for me. Like, come on now, bro. No. But, yeah. What? Damn, I lost my train of thought. What was I saying? Yeah, if you fucking what did he say again?
Conceive that Biden could have.
Yeah, so the problem here is Trump did it to himself. I know you can say the fake news, the media, blah blah blah, but a lot of stuff they was saying, he was saying the stuff, even though they was taken out of context. He was saying the stuff. If you can't give somebody the arrows to shoot you in the back, and then be surprised when they shoot you in the back, because there's some of that stuff. If he didn't say it, they couldn't have took it out of context.
Why? He says, I can't find anyone who will admit that they voted for Joe Biden. Yeah, forget the meticulous audits, the hand recounts, the independent verifications run by Republican officials. This guy has never personally met a Biden voter, so they don't exist.
This dude shouldn't. This guy
I've
should
never
not
been to a BTS concert,
do the
but
vote
I
thing.
believe K-pop exists. And I gotta say, more than anything, this is what is wrong with this country. Our real division isn't between red and blue. It's between the people on both sides who aren't willing to mingle with Americans outside their political tribe.
He do got a point. How can you be for a country and say you are American this and you're American that, and won't even talk to the other side? That's crazy. Everybody has a legitimate point, and everybody has a legitimate argument, and everybody has a different perspective. But if you never reach out to those people, how can you gain that perspective? You know what I'm saying? I don't know who y'all know who Daryl Dawkins or Daryl Davis. He is the guy that gets Klan. It's a black guy who gets Klan members to put down their Klan robes. You know how he does it? It's because he talks to them. He doesn't fucking confront them with anger. He just talks to them and shows them that, hey, I'm a human, you're a human. You know, we might not agree on everything, but at the end of the day, we are humans and we should respect each other. But what do you see these media people doing? Oh, nah, we got to punch these people, blah, blah, blah. Like, come on now. That's not how you do it. Everybody needs to take a note out of his book and do it the way he does it. Because if you get an understanding of somebody, if you just sit there and ask somebody, hey, why do you think that way? And then you talk to them about it and you be like, well, what about this and what about that? They might see it. They might see stuff a different way instead of going up to them. Nah, you're a monster. You're a fucking moron. You're racist. You're this. You're that. That's nobody wants to listen to that. Nobody's gonna take heed to that, or nobody's gonna listen to what you're saying, because you're just constantly attacking them instead of trying to see their point of view.
And so I have no idea what they're really like. And the people on both
Dude's
sides
a
who
moron.
are willing to do that. Of course, Mark Fincham never met a Biden voter and probably thinks Democrats eat babies because everybody he knows voted for Trump. Because he never leaves his hermetically sealed right-wing panic room.
To think everybody,
And I could say
to
the
think
same of
nobody,
many liberals
just
who
because
would never
to think just because you don't know nobody that voted for Joe Biden, like how could he win like that? That sounds crazy. Like, come on now.
even talk.
Like, I guarantee more people voted for Joe Biden. It wasn't because they actually liked Joe Biden. It was because they hated Trump so much. People will get out and do shit just because they hate somebody. Like, think about this. All the negative comments that people get on Instagram versus the good comments on Instagram, the negative comments they'll pile up and pile up and pile up. And the good comments seem like they don't ever come. That's because people will do stuff out of hate versus out of, oh, I want to do something good. Like people that leave, think about this. People will leave you a bad review. You will get a way more bad reviews before somebody takes the time out to give you a good review unless you ask them.
To a Trump voter. I asked a friend of mine recently if he wanted to come to a little party I was having, and when he found out one of the guests had voted for Trump, he told me he wasn't coming because, quote, I wouldn't breathe the same air.
Like, that's crazy.
Okay, there's a word for people like this. Assholes.
Thank you. Thank you.
When we confine ourselves to bubbles, alternate points of view become not just objectionable, they're unfathomable. This guy Fincham thinks Biden voters are literally a fiction. Like
That's
lizards
crazy.
or the female orgasm.
That's crazy.
When he was pressed on this and asked,
Perfect example. I'm from California. I don't know if you, for those of y'all that don't know that I am from California. And a few years back, I used to do Uber and Lyft, and I was used to talk to people. I'm like, it's crazy. It's like people in this state are like in a bubble. It's like they don't understand what's going on outside of here. Everything is right here. Nothing is out here, and it was crazy because I could see it because I'm from there, and I was doing Uber, and I was talking to people, and it was just like crazy. It's like any other perspective or any type of wavering from this type of viewpoint was like, huh? Like what? No, wait, are you crazy? Like, come on now.
isn't it possible that lots of people you don't know personally did vote for Biden? He replied, in a fantasy world, anything's possible.
Yeah, you can't let this dude count the votes.
Have you ever been to a Whole Foods? Or talked to a woman under 50?
Yeah, exactly.
In a nation based on pluralism, it's very dangerous that Americans are so in our silos, and it's largely because we've stopped living amongst each other. The latest census data revealed that Americans have hit the lowest rate of moving since they started tracking it in 1947.
That's crazy.
Some of that
that's not crazy because life is a lot easier. Even though people want to act like it's not, life is a lot easier. You don't really have to do nothing. You can do everything from home. You could work from home. You can have food delivered to you at home. You can have your clothes delivered to you. You can fucking call an Uber and have you get a ride somewhere. You don't have to read. They got everything that'll read for you. What do you actually have to do? So I can understand why people aren't doing nothing. It just, with technology, is making people lazy and not want to do nothing.
Economic. Much of the reason Americans don't move anymore is they just wouldn't feel welcome in too many places in their own country. Would anyone ride the New York City subway wearing a MAGA hat? Would anyone go to a NASCAR race in a Biden t-shirt while they chant, "Fuck Joe Biden"? That's where we are now, where other parts of the country are seen as scary no-go zones. America's like a prison now, where the inmates think they need to join one of the gangs to survive, and we dare not walk on the wrong side of the yard. In January of 2021, the New York Times published the headline, "They can't leave the Bay Area fast enough," and followed it up that July with the headline, "Tech workers who swore off the Bay Area are coming back." Yeah, they saw all the red hats and were like, fuck this, I'll take the wildfires. And the same would be true if an evangelical preacher showed up in West Hollywood. Once he was done blowing all those guys, he would hate it.
I don't agree with everything Bill Maher say, but I think he's got a clear mind. I don't think he I can say I honestly believe he what's that word? Has good intentions, and I don't think he's trying to push this narrative like this side is better, that side is better. And I don't think he's in the center because everybody's over here, everybody's over there, that I'm gonna be right here. I just think that's his honest perspective and his honest viewpoint. But hey, that's the end of the video. Hit that like button, comment, subscribe. We out. Peace.